Hello, viewers. Welcome to Football Discussion Daily. I'm your host, CGO. Please endeavor to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and other social media platforms. Thank you very much for doing that. On the show, we'll be doing a preview of games that will be played on Wednesday, July 1st, 2026 at the ongoing FIFA World Cup. So the games that are scheduled for Wednesday, 1st July 2026 are England. They'll be playing against Democratic Republic of Congo. They call them the Leopards. They will be playing against the Three Lions. So we'll see the Three Lions playing against the Leopard. The time for this game will be at 12 noon Eastern Time, and the game will be played at the Atlanta Stadium. And the second game is going to be a game between Belgium. They'll be playing against the Teranga Lions of Senegal. That game will be played at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And the venue for this game is the Seattle Stadium. And then the last game for Wednesday, 1st of July 2026, is going to be the match between co-host nation, United States of America. They'll be playing against Bosnia and Herzegovina uh, uh, in the round of 32. The game will be played at the San Francisco Bay Area Stadium. That's where the game will be taking place. Definitely, these are very interesting game to watch. The match between England and Congo DR. Definitely, we are going to see two sides. That one side plays possessive football. They try to be dominant when they play, and then the other side plays a low block. So the English side will try to be very possessive of the ball. They will be more dominant in this game. Looking at how they've played from the beginning of this competition, England always have more possession of the ball. DROC, you saw the way they approached the game against Portugal. They were playing a low block, and they made things very difficult for the Portuguese in that encounter. Even the game they played against Colombia, they were very, very compact defensively, and it was just a matter of a loss of concentration that made them to concede the goal against the Colombian team. And then in their last game against uh, Uzbekistan, they defeated Uzbekistan 3-1 in that encounter. So it tells you how strong they are. We saw the game between England and the Ghanaians. The Ghanaians were defensively solid. They frustrated the English team, and England couldn't even get a goal on that day. I foresee similar pattern in this particular encounter. PROC will play their low block, which will be a tactical formation of 5-3-2, or they will play a 3-5-2 tactical formation, but it's going to be a low block. They will try to cover off space to prevent the English from having access and getting into the box. That's one of the things they are going to play going into this game. And then they would like to do some kind of counter attacks. They have players like Johan Wissa, who is very pacey, and then they will also be banking on their veteran forward, Cedric Bakambu, to help them make things happen in this particular account, especially when it comes to the attack. And then they have good midfielders. Noah Sadiki, who plays for Sunderland, has been very impressive in this competition. He will be the one to be like the physical engine, especially in the midfield, trying to prevent the English from getting into their defense area. So he has a lot of work to do. And then they also have their midfielder called Makua. He's going to also be involved in this particular encounter. For the English, they have top players, players that are very good on a good day they will make things happen. When you look at the English squad, it's full of stars. You talk about Harry Kane. Harry Kane is one player that when he has opportunity, he will definitely deliver. But the issue is that this DRC team is so solid behind that they won't even give you that opportunity. They won't give you that space to have the chance of scoring. So when you play against DRC, they limit the scoring opportunity you will get because of the way the team is being structured. We saw how the game between Germany and Paraguay ended. The Paraguay team allowed the Germans to have the ball. They allowed the Germans to have the possession of the ball. They were very defensively solid. They were very compact. And at the end of the day, they were able to grind out the result against the Germans. So that's what we'll likely see in this game. DRC will like to absorb the pressure and then try to take the English on the break. We saw Ghana do that. In fact, the Ghanaians were lucky not to get a goal in that game against England because when the English were pushing forward to get goals against the Ghanaians, the few times the Ghanaians were able to do some counter-attacking, the English defense was exposed and the Ghanaians almost got a goal in that game. So DRC will most likely approach this game the same way. And if the English are not very careful, if they don't pay attention to their defense, why they try to attack massively, they might have themselves to blame. The English, they are favorite to win this particular encounter based on the pedigree of both sides. Now, the predicted lineup for tomorrow, we are going to see the England playing a tactical formation of 4-2-3-1. Pickford is going to be in goal. Hence, I'll be among those playing the back four. We'll have O'Reilly. These are the guys that will be playing the back four, most likely in that game. And then we're going to have a double pivot of Anderson and Declan Rice. And then we have the three guys that will be playing behind the striker, and that's Bukayo Saka, Jude Bellingham, and Marcus Rashford. And then the center forward is going to be Harry Kane. And then for DRC, they will most likely play a tactical formation of 5-3-2. The person that will be in goal is going to be their goalkeeper Mpasi. We're going to see Wan Bissaka, we're going to see Twazembe, Chancel Mbemba, Kapwadi, and then we're going to have Maswaku. These are the guys that will play the back five for the DRC team. And then in the middle, I will have Motao Sami and then Sediki and Mukwa. Then the two guys that will be playing up front for the DRC team will be Wisa, that is Yuan Wisa, and Cedric Bakambu. So this is the predicted lineup for that game between the Three Lions, the English team, and then the Leopards, that's Democratic Republic of Congo. We wait to see how that game is going to turn out. For the game between Belgium and Senegal, this is going to be a very tough game. Belgium, even though they won their last game against New Zealand convincingly, I think the game ended 5-1. I'm still not that convinced about the Belgian team. They've not. I'm not still convinced that when they play against a team like Senegal, they'll be able to overrun Senegal. Senegal is a very good team. One thing they just need to do is they need to be more clinical. Even though they defeated Iraq by 5-0, we all know that the Iraqi team got a red card. That also contributed to that high margin we saw in that game. But the issue is they need to be very clinical. If they can be very clinical, I'm sure they are going to give this Belgian team a very big fight going into this particular encounter. Rudy Garcia and his players, they have a lot of work to do if they'll be able to survive this Senegalese team. This Senegalese team is going to give them a very big fight. Most likely the Senegalese will be play their tactical formation of 4-3-3, and we are going to see a low to mid block kind of approach in this particular encounter. And then one of the things they would try to do is that they would like to take the Belgians on a counter attack. They will always want to take them by surprise. And if the Belgians are not, if they are not solid behind, they are not solid defensively, the Senegalese will most likely punish them because this Belgian team, most times they play high defensive lines. So they play high line. And when you are playing high line against a team like Senegal and has players that are very pacey, the likes of Ilman Ndiaye is a very fast player. He has pace. Even Ismail Sarr is also a very fast. These guys are very pacey. Nicholas Jackson. These guys are very they are very pacey players, very skillful. So they need to be very mindful of their defense when they play against the Senegalese, because if not, the Senegalese will most likely punish them. This Senegalese team, they are not scared of anything. It's one team that plays with so much confidence. One of the things that affected them when they played against the French Les Bleus was the fact that they didn't take the opportunity that came their way in the first half of that game, because in the first half of their game against the French team, the French were very poor in the first half, but in the second half, the French came out flying. That was when they were able to overrun the Senegalese. If the Senegalese are taking opportunity, they've taken advantage of the scoring chances that came to them in the first half, probably the whole game would have changed. So in this game, they need to make sure they're clinical, clinical when they have the opportunity. Because that's the only way they can defeat the Belgians. So it's going to be a very tough game. This game can go either way. I don't think the Belgians are they've been that spectacular in this competition. Their first game against Egypt ended in a 1-1 draw, and then I remember when they played against the Iranian team, they also played a draw against Iran. The only game they won was against the New Zealand team. Uh, that was the only game they won. So I'm not still convinced yet about Belgium in this competition. So they'll be banking on the dribbling skill of Jeremy Doku, who will be playing from the flanks. And we know what Jeremy Doku can do whenever he's on the pitch. A very, very fast dribbler. And I'm sure he's going to help this Belgian team when they play against Senegal. And then they'll also be banking on the central distribution of Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne is a very fantastic player, even though age is no more on his side. That intelligence, technical ability, still has that those quality, and I'm sure it's one player that the Belgians will be banking on to help them in this encounter. We'll wait to see what happens in that match. So we'll wait for it, and then we know what the outcome will be. In the game between the US and Bosnia and Herzegovina, definitely looking at both sides, I think the US has an edge against Bosnia and Herzegovina. The way the US team plays, uh, people might say, oh, they lost their last game against Turkey. But when you look at the players that played that game, they are not the regular players because Mauricio Pochettino had to bench most of the key players ahead of the round of 32 game. So I won't judge the US team based on what they played in their last game against Turkey, because that game was more like a formality match. They already topped the group, so the coach decided to try some players to see what they can do. And when you do that kind of thing, definitely it somehow it affects the way the team plays, because you have almost a new set of players playing the game for you. They were very unfortunate to lose that game at the tail end of the game. Almost it was a late winner from the Turkish side that game. So, but if you look at the game where they started, the likes of Folani Balogun, the likes of Robinson, um, and the rest of them, you notice they played with high intensity. They play with so much energy. One thing I love about them is their ball recovery is something that is so wonderful, and they always make sure they have possession of the ball. They put pressure on the opponents. I love the way they approach the game. The energy they show when they play is one thing that I so much cherish about it. And then you look at the likes of Sergino Dest. That guy, the guy has been very good in this competition. Weston McKennie has been very good. Malik Tillman. These guys will definitely make something happen for the US when they play against Bosnia and Herzegovina. I've really enjoyed the way US team has played. The high intensity is what I enjoy about the team, and their defense has not been that bad, apart from the last game where we had uh, most of the players who played, because the likes of Team Rim didn't play in that game. So uh, Chris Richard didn't play the game against Turkey. So I'm sure the regulars will be back in this game, and I'm sure the US team have full dominance in this encounter. For Bosnia and Herzegovina, they will definitely play low block going to this game. That's one of the things I foresee would happen. They are going to likely play a tactical formation of 4-4-2, which is going to be more of a low block, trying to uh, prevent the US team from uh, getting access to their 18-yard box, trying to prevent the US from scoring. And then they'll be banking on a fast counter attack in order to get goals against the US. And then one of their strength also is dead balls. The Bosnia team, when it comes to taking advantage of corner kicks and free kicks, that's one thing the US team has to be very wary of. That's the way most times they get their goals. So US team must be very conscious of that. They'll be banking on the likes of Edin Dzeko to help them get results. The likes of Karim Alajebegovic to help them secure victory against the US team. So it's going to be a very interesting game. The Bosnia and the Herzegovina team will be going into this game as underdogs, definitely in this encounter. But I strongly believe that the US team, what I've seen them play, especially in their first two games stage, the game where they played against Paraguay, the way they played against Australia, I think they are going to be very explosive when they play against uh, the Bosnia team. And I think the US team will come out victorious in this encounter. This is a game they will win, and that will be something that will be very, very exciting. And then they will make history of qualifying, or let me say, their first World Cup knockout victory in 24 years, because it's been a long time. The US won a knockout game. So this time, I think they will be able to do it. They have the quality to achieve that. So we wait to see what happens in the game between the United States of America and Bosnia and Herzegovina. We'll wait to see what happens in the game between England and the Democratic Republic of Congo, and then Belgium playing against Senegal. If you have your own prediction to make, please kindly do that. Put it on the comment section. Please help us to share our videos. Thank you very much for watching, and do have a wonderful time. Bye for now.